Good evening. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Admin and Regulation Committee. And thank you, everybody. I know we've got because of the Ramadan, we've had a later start, so let's hope we can get through this quite quickly, the agenda. Maria, have we got any apologies for absence?
None received, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you for that. And then we've got minutes from pages 5 to 12. Are we happy to sign those minutes off? Thank you very much. Then moving on, are there any members that are affected by Section 106 of the Local Government Finance Act 1992? No? You're all up to date on your council tax. Good. Okay. And then number 4, any disclosures of interest? Speak now or forever hold your tongue. Okay, thank you. And then, Marie, any urgent business?
Non-notified, Chair. Thank you.
Have we had any references from other committees and other bodies?
None received, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to agenda item 7, pages 13 to 26, amendments to the market supplement scheme. Kate?
Hi, good evening everyone. I'm Kate Robertson, Director for Customer and Organisational Development at Luton. I'll just give a very quick intro. So essentially this report seeks approval to extend our market supplement scheme to include chief officers and to agree the appropriate approval process for any such case or decision that we want to make. This has come about because of the recent recruitment exercise for the Director of Public Health, where we were unable to pull together a shortlist from those candidates. And the feedback from the market was that the maximum salary that the council could award, including basically offering at the very top of our grade, was significantly out of step with the market. What that's meant is that as a result, we've taken the opportunity to review our policy. So at the moment, we've got a market supplement policy that has been in place for some time. That policy essentially currently excludes chief officers from market supplements being awarded, and this proposal before you this evening proposes to extend market supplements, the opportunity of a market supplement, to chief officers except the chief exec. We are also suggesting, so the same rules would apply around our market supplements. So that has to be based on the evidence of benchmarking data showing that a failure to recruit or retain talent in Luton, and that's based on benchmarking suggesting that pay is the overriding factor in that. All market supplements are funded from within existing budgets, so this would not be an additional financial burden, and the services responsible would need to find any additional payment from within their existing staffing budgets. Set out in paragraph 19 is how we're proposing that decisions are made on a case-by-case basis, and again based on evidence. You'll also see in paragraph 21 that we've completed some benchmarking of other councils to determine whether actually they already include chief officers within their market supplement schemes. And you'll see that 14 out of 17 that replied to our survey confirmed that chief officers are included within their schemes, and individual decisions are based on evidence only. Lastly, I just wanted to flag that the trade unions have been informed of these proposed changes and have not raised any issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Members, any questions?
It's not vital, but I was just wondering, 17 councils, who were they? Don't give me the whole 17, but were they as par as Luton?
Yeah, so they... Sorry, press the button. So they ranged from, hang on a moment. So they ranged from Brighton and Hove, Central Bedfordshire, Derby City, Cambridgeshire, Devon, East Sussex, Hertfordshire, other districts such as South Gloucestershire, West Northamptonshire. So a range of different councils that replied. Okay.
None of them really industrial, though, are they? They're all rural, surely.
Sorry, that was just my random selection. Apologies. So we've got Milton Keynes, essentially, and North Hertfordshire are other ones. Derby City is another. And Brighton and Hove, etc. So a combination of counties, cities, and districts were approached. Thanks.
Councillor Keynes, you okay? Okay. Councillor Nasser.
Thank you, Chair. Just can to clarify, whether I heard it wrong. You said there won't be any strain from the annual budget, but there will be, the finance has to be found out somewhere from the staffing budget. So can you explain that one?
Yeah, so every service, every director within their budget that is set. So obviously recently the council set the council's budget for the year ahead. With that is based on every service will have its own individual staffing budget built into our whole council budget. Any decisions that are made on market supplements, so you'll see previously, I think you receive an annual report on market supplements that we award across the council. All of those market supplements have to be funded from within that council staffing budget that's already been determined by council. So we're not asking for additional funding to pay for this. Those directors and those service managers need to find and manage their budgets effectively to pay for any additional payment. The other thing I should note as well is that the payments aren't guaranteed. They're based on a period of 2 years at a time, at which point they're reviewed, and if the evidence doesn't support their continuation, then they are stopped or reduced. And if anyone leaves within that period of time, within that 2-year period, then they have to repay all or part of the market supplement. So it acts as a retention payment as well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Councillor Ajisola.
Thank you, Chair. This should be a quick one. Good to know it's within the scope of the budget. And I think just calling your attention to paragraph 15, made mention of interims, and the paragraph says excluded interims. Just want to know how many interims we have.
Interims, they're actually acting up arrangements. So at the moment we don't have any external interims as directors. So we've got 2 at the moment, interim arrangements. We have Atika Chowdhury, who is acting up to be the Director of Housing, and she's an existing employee that's been given a development opportunity to act up into that director role. And you'll be aware that the current Director of Public Health is currently filled by 2 acting up arrangements from existing staff within public health. So when we talk about interims, we're not talking about external interims. Yep.
Thank you, Kate. I was going to ask, these market supplements are non-consolidated, i.e. they don't count towards your pension and all of that. And given the number of local authorities that are using, what does it say about the pay scales that we have? And is there any work being done around the pay scales? Because I can see from an employee's point of view, a 2-year supplement, you're not sure whether you're going to get it or not. Doesn't exactly give you a lot of confidence sometimes.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Chair. And we're currently about to conclude a review of our pay scales. and looking at those options and whether across the board we are, so Luton aims to be a median employer pay in terms of pay. And so we've conducted an exercise to actually review whether that's the case. And there are some recommendations that will be coming forward, hopefully in the next 3 months, and that will be coming to this committee as part of that.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. If there's no more questions, I'll refer members to page 13, PowerPoints 2, recommendations 2, 3 and 4. Are we happy to approve those 3 recommendations?
Yes, Chair.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, thank you. So thank you, Kate. They've been approved. Okay. Moving on to agenda item 8. Right, it's Debbie.
Thank you, Chair. Hopefully a nice straightforward paper for you. As you know, on the 18th of March, Mark Fowler was appointed as the interim Chief Executive. And in connection with that appointment, we also now need to fill 2 statutory roles, which is the Electoral Registration Officer and the Returning Officer for Local Government Elections. So this is an administrative report to give effect to that proposal.
Okay, any questions? No, I think it's fairly straightforward. So again, members, refer you to page 27, recommendations 2.1 to 2.2. Are we happy to approve them? Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Debbie. Okay. We're now moving into